Today my download is on supernatural provision. That was the download that I got today, and I did a note here for myself. Walking in supernatural provision, expecting supernatural favors. What does this mean? What does this look like? So a lot of us think because we're in this reality that we can taste, feel, touch, see, that this is all that exists, right? But as I mentioned in a lot of my other videos, we live in a very unseen realm. And just because you can't see it, just like I mentioned before, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. When you begin to live in the unseen realm of ourselves, you begin to honor the supernatural provisions that come into our lives. And the supernatural provisions are the ones that you don't see while in your thoughts, right? So let me break this down. I like to try to break this down to where it just kind of makes sense. So supernatural provision. Oftentimes we rely on the external world to give us the things that we want and the things that we desire, and we only look into the external world in order to think that we are successful, or to think that if I don't have this, then who's going to want me, who's going to desire me, who's going to want to hire me, who's going to want to make a provision for me, all right? And a lot of that comes from self-sabotage, imposter syndrome, feeling unworthy. When you begin to realize that we live in a world of supernatural provisions, everything that you in this human form cannot see is still working in your favor, all right? It's always making a way in your favor. If there is something that you truly, truly desire in this life, and you feel this to be true for yourself, and you know this to be true for yourself, you're always going to want to depend on the supernatural provision and the unseen realm in order for these things to come into a reality that you can hold tangible. A lot of us don't know this to be true for ourselves because we've been raised to think that the only thing that exists is hard work, and then we getting rewarded for that, right? The only thing that we think exists is that if I have good credit, I'll only be able to receive these things in this reality, which is false. That is a program. That is a program that the system wants you to believe so you can continue being a slave to your mind, all right? And the mind is the only thing that they can really control, which is really your thinking, which is your perception of life, which is your state of consciousness as well. So when I say mind, I'm not talking about like the brain itself. I'm talking about our awareness, right? So they want you to believe that that is the only way for you to be able to attain the things that you desire. But we are supernatural beings, right? I have this book called How to Become Supernatural from Dr. Joe Dispenza, all right? And a lot of this is from how we view ourselves, how we program ourselves, how we program our neurons within our brains to be able to tell us another story, how we begin to instill these storylines and these thought forms within the subconscious mind to be able to create a new reality. And this is why it's important that you begin to also understand that when people come into your life, you have invited them according to where your frequency is into your energy field in order for you to experience something in the here and now. Who are these people that are showing up? They're not just humans, all right? They're not just romantic partners. Get that out of your head. Everything is not about a romantic partner. Sometimes the things that you desire within yourself are coming through a form, a human form, because we're all living in this cohesive, co-community, co-creating environment that people have to show up for you, all right? And the prime example, and my girlfriend, she'll probably watch this video, will tell you, I didn't think I was gonna get this place. Y'all, I left everything. Do you hear me when I say I left everything to live van life? There was so much shit on my credit. I was like, it's gonna take me years for me to clean this shit up. But then I was able to get this, and it flowed into my life because I used my supernatural powers. All right, I know it sounds like it's just some type of fucking a movie, right? Or it's just one of those Spider-Man, Superman movies or Superwoman, movies. But the shit is real. That's what those movies are all about. We do have superpowers. We are superhumans. All right. And the life that we live is always providing provisions for you. You just have to trust yourself. You have to trust your creative energy. You have to trust that you are an infinite being with limitless possibilities. The only reason why the majority of the things in our lives don't show up the way that we want it to is because we don't trust and honor our supernatural powers. We don't believe it to be true. We'll believe everything else because we can hold it tangible. I know this is true. I know my phone is true because I'm seeing it. It's literally right here in front of me. But no, this was a thought before it came into existence. We have to look at the root of everything, all right? This didn't just come into existence without anything. This phone cover didn't come into existence without somebody actually thinking of it. Everything dwells in the unseen realm of things. Everything dwells in providing provisions for ourselves if we truly want to see things through, and trusting that and knowing that. So what was the other thing that I wrote? Oh, all right. So now that we got that, my next note for myself was expecting supernatural favor. All right. When we wake up every morning, y'all, by the way, I feel like shit this morning. I don't know what happened to me yesterday while I was at work. I think it actually happened when I went with my friend. I probably ended up catching a bug, so I have just been like flooding my system with all types of shit, just all types, natural stuff, of course. I have oil of oregano. I've been doing my shots of turmeric and cayenne pepper and my limes and all types of stuff. So right now I feel like it's starting to finally go away, but yesterday I was a little teeter-tottering, like a little off balance. My equilibrium was a little off. So yeah, even though I look great inside, I'm feeling some type of way. However, I don't want to feel sorry for myself and mope around, right? I still got dressed, still want to conquer the day. And that comes with expecting supernatural favors, all right? I am a healer. I am my own healer. I have to speak life into myself. I have to speak life into my cells, telling myself that I feel healthy. I know that I'm healthy. Yeah, I'm going through whatever is in my body, but at the same time, if I continue to lay down, feel sorry for myself, I'm sick, then yeah, it's gonna keep on keeping on, So you have to remember that even your voice and how you speak to yourself is also another supernatural power, all right? Waking up every day, expecting the best out of your life, even though you may think it's not here. It is. Everything is already created. There's nothing to create. The point of this is trusting yourself, knowing yourself, and aligning yourself to what is true for your reality. Not caring about when it's going to arrive, not who's going to bring it to you and what the vessel may look like. Not putting limitations on, parts of it that, you think need to be a certain way. Just begin to live in and harness that you're always receiving supernatural favors that go beyond the reality that you can feel, that you can see, that you can taste, that you can touch, that you can smell, because it does exist, all right? And there are going to be people that are going to show up for you in order for you to give this. But if you are constantly, especially still in the black and white game, which is also that's a whole other, I'm not even going to even do a topic on that. That's not even a topic. But if you're into that whole black and white shit, it's played out. It's played out. That was just a game to get us to be separate from each other, because in this reality, if you really pay attention to the universe, we are all created in different forms. So what y'all mad about? Really, it's just self-hatred. So, but I'm not here to talk about any of that. That's just my reflection on how I see things, and want to say that if you get caught up in that, people that show up in what you hate, which could have been your blessing and your gift, you're going to miss it. And then you're going to sit back and wonder why things haven't happened the way that you wanted them to happen. Well, sorry, y'all, this dog. I'm trying to speak something real right now. I had to close my windows. So yeah, if you're still caught up in that, you're going to miss it because you're too caught up in hating yourself. Love recognizes love no matter how it shows up. So yeah, don't self-sabotage. Greater is he who is in me than those that are in the world, right? It's a scripture verse. So no, I'm not in Christianity, but I was, and I believe that, the Bible is full of metaphors, all right? So with that specifically, greater is he who is in me. This is yourself. When you are living through the internal aspect of yourself, anything that the world projects on you, you begin to transmute that energy and alchemize that energy to work in your favor. You know that everything that is coming into your reality was set by you and for you, and you have the power to be able to step outside of yourself and to be able to look at this thing that you've created, and be like, okay, I need to, rewire this, or I need to chisel down on this side, or, you're the artist, you're the artist, you are the author of your book. And so greater is he who is in me means that you trust yourself, you know yourself, you're living through the inner world, and then realizing that the external world is just a reflection of that. You don't do the opposite. It's as within, then so without. As above, then so below, right? And so everything that comes from here is a reflection, and so, yeah, we have to begin to realize that there are supernatural powers, that we are supernatural powers. Nothing is outside of ourselves. I know you guys are listening to me, and one thing that I also want to be able to tell you is that I am just a messenger, all right? Don't focus on this shit. I'm just a messenger living my own journey, living from my heart and sharing it. This is how I live my life. Does that necessarily mean that it's going to be for you completely? No, it doesn't. You might vibrate on the same frequency that I'm currently on, but you have to find your own way. You have to find your own God within you, okay? Because what looks good for somebody else may not look good for you. And if you're constantly trying to mimic somebody else's plan, you're going to miss your own plan and then wonder why things are chaotic, because you're not living your authentic self. You're not living from your heart space. You're not living for your true self. All right? And some of the things that we do have to recognize that we may be experiencing even in the here and now is caused because of that. Okay? So finding yourself again, everything is from within, and always realizing that there is always supernatural powers working in your favor, that are working behind the curtain in the unseen realm that people cannot see, that you yet cannot see. But when you wake up every day and you're in gratitude and you know that everything is working in your favor, everything is working out for you, even when you have ebb and flow, even when you have contrast, all of that is part of the journey that you have ordained. You placed blessings on, you invited into your cipher. And just as you've allowed them to come in, you can also tell those motherfuckers to leave if they're not serving what it is that you're looking for your future self. All right? You have the divine power to do so. So remember this, remember this. All right? We are supernatural beings with supernatural powers, always receiving supernatural favors. Damn. So yes, carry that with you guys today. And if you woke up in a funk this morning, it's okay. It's just all about transmuting that energy. Hopefully this video will give you that energy to dust that off. You got this, okay? And where you're currently at, there is no feeling down on yourself for where you're at, because you are an infinite being. You get to move and alchemize this energy in another space. Feel what you got to feel. Like, go through that. Feel that feeling. If you're feeling down, feel that feeling, but don't let it consume you. Be aware, but never be consumed. All right. That's my motto for my life all the time. Be aware of what I'm feeling. Be aware of what's happening around me. Be aware of other people's energy fields, but never be consumed by it, because that's when we get ourselves caught up. All right. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys again for being present, for having the attention span to follow through on my videos. And if you have followed through to the end of this video, I want you to type in the comment section, I am a supernatural being with supernatural favors and have supernatural powers. However, it doesn't have to be in that way, but I want you to type that in the comment section, because as you're typing and as you're saying this to yourself, you're conditioning your subconscious mind to believe this as your truth. This is not for me, this is for you. This is for us. Okay? All right, y'all. So I'm going to get this day started and begin to talk to my body that we are healthy, our cells are renewed, and just take the day for what it is and always expecting goodness, because that's what we are. All right. Love you guys. Have a beautiful Tuesday. Peace.